Welcome, everybody, to a Thanksgiving edition of Inside Rebel Football. We're live at Freddy's on Cypress Street in West Monroe. We appreciate you listening tonight. And special show, an abbreviated show. We'll only be on for about 30 minutes tonight, so we appreciate you hanging with us. We'll have head coach Kevin Davis, offensive coordinator Cedric Goins, and defensive coordinator Rob Arledge. Of course, Tim Gallion's here with us tonight. And Coach Colby Ashley always does a great job with the live stream, and he'll have that updated for you tomorrow. Coach, let's talk about Mandeville. You've got go in on the road, used to on the road, start a little bit slow. Mandeville jumps out with a touchdown, and so we're thinking maybe in the back of our head, here we go again. Slow start, kind of shot ourselves in the foot on the opening drive. Then you guys turn around and really started playing some physical football.
Yeah.
Coach, tell me your overall thoughts about the game.
Well, one of the big things was that, shooting ourselves in the foot and then them scoring kind of just – it was like one of those things where really wasn't worried about it a lot because we shot ourselves in the foot.
Yeah.
It wasn't nothing they did, and we were moving it like we wanted to, and I was like, okay. This is going to be pretty good if we can just, control the football, hang on to the football. And then just the physicality that we played with was second to none. And I can't be more proud of our coaches and our players.
Coach, you talked about really just almost felt like you made Mandeville somewhat tap out. Late in the third, early in the fourth, really took control of the line of scrimmage. Mandeville's quarterback hung in the pocket all night long, made some really good throws, some good plays. And 34 for Mandeville had a pretty good night as well. But talk about the physicality, Coach, of how you just really wore those guys down. And towards the end of the game, you just took control.
Well, I thought defensively was where it all started to me. Although we did move the ball, probably had it 10 to 12 plays first drive before it fizzled on us. But then coming out defensively, and they are a stretch or an outside run team. And they're really good at it.
Yeah.
And 25 scared me when I would see him. He is not their star. The star has a broke leg, but he looked like their star.
He can run.
If there's somebody better than that guy, watching all the film on him and watching him run week after week and just run off and leave people. And I knew that was going to be a thing that we needed to get stopped. And Coach Arledge and them did a tremendous job of setting the edge and blowing it up at the point of attack, and we tattooed him from the word go, and you could see it early in his eyes. He said, "Oh my!" And they just quit. They quit running the football.
Yeah. Coach, we talked a little bit on the post-game show, but what this win meant for your players, your coaching staff. You in the regular season 5-5, just really took it on the chin in Week 10. To turn it on in Parkway and to add on to it at Mandeville for your program. What was that win? What does that win mean to you?
Well, it was special. You can win that first playoff game, and people can still call it a fluke. But you go in and you beat a number 5 team in that second week at their place, and you can start rolling a little bit. We're not satisfied by any means. I know we're practicing on Thanksgiving. That's a huge thing. But I hope we're hungry. I think we are. Our kids are hungry to keep going, keep this thing going, and see if we can get it back to the district.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like it's going to be if it all works out. So, we're excited about that.
It would be a good opportunity. Coach, we'll talk about Central at the end of the show. Folks, that was head coach Kevin Davis. We'll come back. We'll visit with offensive coordinator Cedric Goins here on Inside Rebel Football. We'll be right back.
At Century Next Bank, employees are busy working for you. Employees like Lee Denny, whose relationships make an impact in the communities we call home.
So to see positive impact that these relationships can have when you work with other people, when other people appreciate it. And again, it goes back to spending time and trying to help somebody, and it's a very rewarding thing for me as well.
For more on Lee's story, visit bankwithlocals.com. Century Next Bank. What's next for you?
Welcome back, folks, and thanks for joining us here on Inside Rebel Football. Abbreviated version tonight, but still always excited to visit with offensive coordinator Cedric Goins. And Coach, back-to-back wins, starting to really dive into that identity on offense. It's the physical running the football seems to be the identity now of this offense. Let's talk about the success you had running the football at Mandeville. Boobie Miles, 138 yards rushing. Keedron McNeil jump in there, provide a spark, and then, of course, you went to the Cat now. It's here, that's what y'all call it. But talk about your offensive production last Friday night.
Well, we came out, and it's kind of, similar to what it was the week before. We're going to line up in different ways till we find a weakness.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a weakness, but you get to line up how we want you to line up, and then we're going to go with it. They did a good job, spurts of the game, putting more people on one side of the ball than we could block. And so what we did, we kind of got away from that, and we kind of let Ryder check it at the line. He checked it, and we called what play we wanted, and he did it based on what the front was. And once we started going to that, it was just big run after big run after big run going down. And then we got to that plus territory, switching to the Cat. Coach Birch, mentioned it, hey, now would be a good time to go with that right here. And we did, and, it worked, and it provided a spark. And I think from that point on, the offensive line was feeling themselves, and I think it wore their defense down, and they were never able to recover from it.
When do you start getting that sense that the offensive line is taking over? Because it seemed like it's happened the last couple of weeks. Up front, very physical, but Mandeville, it seemed like mid-third, late third quarter, the offensive line started taking control of the football game, and you guys just rode it to the final whistle. What do you start looking for? What do you start to see offensively up front?
Well, you start seeing the dents in the line. Normally how it starts happening is one side is getting pushed back. You may make a few mistakes early in game, somebody leaking through, somebody may be doing a stunt that you haven't practiced or they hadn't shown on film, or lining up in a certain technique that they don't normally line up in. But once you come to the sideline, you watch it over the film, you make the adjustments you need to make. But like I said, that first dent starts, then the second one, and then after that, it's, as long as the backs can get in the hole, they'll be fine.
Coach, let's talk about Central. Heard a lot about their defense, averaging almost 13 points or maybe a little less than 13 points a game defensively in a pretty good district, maybe a little top-heavy district, but nonetheless, a really good defense. What's going to be the biggest challenge Friday night?
The biggest thing is, getting in the box. You talked about them. They only, I think it's 12.6 or something like that. Trying to get more than that number that they average. Making sure that we don't turn the ball over. And my uncle, we talk after every game. He told me the biggest thing in the playoffs is, not looking at the bigger picture, trying to go for touchdowns is about first downs. You get first down eventually leads to a touchdown. While also knowing that you get first down, you may not get first down. You punt, flip field position. Your defense gets a stop. You got a shorter field. Now, hey, 2 or 3 first downs now equal a touchdown.
Right.
So putting the first downs up, and that should be the goal. Not necessarily looking for being greedy. Should you say?
Gotcha.
You get your 2, you get your 5, you get your 7. Pop 1 for 20. Take the game as it goes.
Gotcha. Well, looking forward to it, Coach. It's going to be a fun one, the Thanksgiving ball game down in Baton Rouge. We'll have our hands full, but I know you feel good about the game plan, so best of luck Friday night.
All right, thank you.
All right, folks, that was offensive coordinator Cedric Goins. We come back, we'll talk defense with defensive coordinator Rob Arledge. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
For years, you've trusted us with your car buying experience. You've trusted us to provide service after the sale. You've even trusted us to help keep your vehicle clean. Now it's time for us to have some fun.
Polaris of Ruston, where the road ends, adventure begins. Do you want to feel better and perform better and get back to doing the things you enjoy? Hi everybody, I'm Dr. Kyle Nix at Twin City Chiropractic. If pain or injury have got you down, we provide long-term solutions to get you back to 100%. Our services include chiropractic care, spinal rehab and traction, deep tissue laser, and Normatec compression. If you're an athlete, weekend warrior, work on a computer all day, or even involved in an auto accident, we can help your body perform at its best. Feel better, perform better at Twin City Chiropractic. We're located at 1117 Forsyth Avenue in Monroe. Call us at 318-582-5029.
Welcome back, folks. Live at Freddy's in West Monroe. We're flying through our abbreviated coaches show tonight. Again, we appreciate Alan back at the studio and Tim Gallion here with us. And Tim will be with us on the road once again. We had a lot of road trips this season. Coach Arledge, really good night for the defense against an offense that was pretty explosive. And that makes back-to-back weeks now. Very good showing against Parkway. And a really physical night on defense against Mandeville. You guys got a lot of pressure on the quarterback and really limited their tailback to small numbers. I believe they had 32 rushing yards on the night. But, Coach, your thoughts on the overall performance of your defense?
Well, those kids played the tail off, and I feel like they're getting confident, more and more confident each week. And it kind of started really even looking back at the Ruston game. We played pretty well watching us on film. Really the first half, we played pretty good. Starting the second half, I thought we played well. And then we got that pass interference late in the game, late in the third quarter, and that kind of just, kind of broke our will at the time. But besides that, I thought we played pretty good. Yeah. And coming into Parkway, they were physical. We kind of knew that coming into the game. And we went toe-to-toe with them, especially that big old back they had.
Man.
Yeah. And so then, we get to Mandeville, and we're looking at them on film, and we're like, they're not quite as physical as some of these other teams that we played, especially up front. I didn't think their line was as physical. And I felt and our kids felt like that we could handle them up front and make them want to quit. And I think they did that by the end of the game.
Well, we definitely got we respect now the Mandeville quarterback. Man, it felt like almost every play somebody was helping him off the ground. And but Coach, you had a couple interceptions. Parker Todd, Avery Lewis, Orlando Weber. Let's talk about him. Had 3 pass breakups, but Orlando's really settled in to a good cornerback and has been one of the leaders on that defense for you performance-wise this season. He's really grown into a good secondary player.
Yeah, he has. And you look at him, he's a skinny little old kid. He's kind of long, but, but really both those corners, Avery and Orlando, have been playing really good during the playoffs. They've had a really good run.
Yeah.
People have tried to go on at them, and they've able to stand up to them.
Yeah. Coach, let's talk about Central. So going down to Baton Rouge, I think we've played them 6 times in our history. 4 of those times in playoffs, and so they're no stranger to the playoffs. And let's talk about what they bring to the table offensively. Got a quarterback that's committed to Nicholls State, so obviously he's talented. What should we expect from their offense?
Their line is definitely going to be more physical up front than Mandeville's this past week. The quarterback obviously is pretty good. They're a lot more athletic overall. The receivers a little bit longer, lankier guys than what we faced last week. They got several running backs they put back there, kind of running back by committee.
Okay.
They got one little kid, number 24. He's kind of their scat back. They bring in a receiver and play him there. They bring in a linebacker and play him there. When the linebacker gets in there, he's the scariest one.
Gotcha.
He's the most physical one. Can run well. Number 21, I can't remember what his name is, but they'll also put him in a wildcat situation back there. And it looks a lot like what we saw versus Parkway. They'll get in the 2 tight. They got the wildcat. They got him back there, and then they'll have 2 fullbacks in front of him. And hey, we're fixing to run it right here. You got to stop us. And so that's something we got to really work at, stopping.
How effective is their passing game? I would imagine
they're about 50-50 overall as far as run pass is concerned, and their passing game is very intricate. They do some things that put you in a bind at times. You got to really be, you got to really know what you're doing to be able to stop what they're going to try to do. They're going to try to hit you deep, but at the same time they're going to do like everybody else and throw the bubbles and the tunnels and those types of things.
Gotcha.
They just put a lot of pressure on them.
Are they a hurry-up team like we've seen a lot this season?
They're kind of like everybody else. I say everybody else.
There's no huddle.
Yeah, no huddle. If they get a big play, they're going to try and hurry you up. But they're not going to play as fast as like North DeSoto did or even Pulaski up there. So I guess they're kind of normal for today's offense.
Coach, I've seen some teams try to mitigate our defense substituting players,
right?
Especially on the far hash away from our sidelines. Have you started to see that where you're trying to get a tackle in and they'll go in the hurry up just to prevent us from able to substitute? Do you have, is a coach there just constantly looking for opportunities to get fresh legs in there? Or how do y'all manage that on a Friday night?
Well, there's certain positions that we have depth at. You take the defensive tackles. We got 4 guys that we can put in there at any time, and we feel good about it. We keep them fresh as possible, and we try to rotate those guys out. We got 3 defensive ends that we feel good about. Really, Hayes is the 4th one, and we try to rotate those guys out as much as possible. And then the linebackers, we got a couple sophomores that we like to bring in too, and it helps us in the fourth quarter to stay fresh. But yeah, as much as we can, we try to rotate people in there as much as we can. Parkway, what they like to do is they keep it on their hash, and then they'll substitute, and it makes it difficult for us to be able to substitute, try to match what they're doing, and we may have to make a play, play one play with our, whatever package we got in, and then hopefully we can try to get the other package in as well.
It's not like college where they have to give the defense a chance to substitute, right? Maybe that's a rule change that's coming down the pike. Coach, best of luck Friday night. Hopefully we'll have another show next week, but looking forward to it. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, appreciate you, Rick.
All right, folks, that was defensive coordinator Rob Arledge. We come back, we'll wrap up the show with head coach Kevin Davis. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Coach, look what I got. The Rocket Fast Playbook. That's awesome, Sport. What does it say? First, you get him in the tunnel. Second, you blindside him with the wall of foam. Third, you call an audible. Then comes the Hail Mary. You hit him with the fast pass. Coach, it's brilliant. No dirty opponent stands a chance against Rocket Fast.
Hey, that's my playbook. Where'd you get that? Oh, it doesn't matter. Just sing the song.
Rocket Fast. It's a blast. And your vehicle is clean.
The Home Improvement Outlet has a must-see iron door collection. Whether you're a homeowner or a builder, we have the perfect iron door for you. And check out our cutting-edge smart glass option, offering privacy and style at the touch of a button. With many glass options available, you can customize your door to match your unique style. We have iron doors that pivot, slide, and so much more. The Home Improvement Outlet in West Monroe.
Now cue that jingle.
The Home Improvement Outlet, you're building for less.
Welcome back, folks. We wrap up the show here on Inside Rebel Football. We appreciate our host, Freddie's, always doing a great job for us. And the Wednesday night before Thanksgiving's always a little hectic, and so we appreciate them. And our final segment with head coach Kevin Davis. And, Coach, this week, a little different week, no school, Thanksgiving week of practice. Tell me about the week. How's the week been? How's practice been?
It's been great. We started that thing out 7:30 Monday morning and went to about 9:45. It was kind of our walkthrough day as far as just putting everything in.
Gotcha.
And then we let them go, and we came back Tuesday. And what we try to do is we try to keep it as close to normal. So 7:30 is actually film and weights for one group or the other. So defense went weights, offense went film Monday, and then we flipped it on Tuesday.
Gotcha.
And then today was the day that we just tried to if you wanted film, if you wanted weights, you could get them. If not, it was film, and we went film, go out and get us a good 2 hours in. We were out of there by 10 today, and then in the morning, Thanksgiving morning, we'll just go our regular walkthrough, and we finish that thing in about 45 minutes. The kids have learned the pattern, learned exactly what we do, get in and out, and we'll try to get them on the road and get them back to their parents as quick as we can so they can enjoy a whole day of Thanksgiving.
Well, you had a Thanksgiving lunch today with the team.
Yeah.
Always good to see that, and it's starting to build those traditions back into the program. Good energy this week. Team with the good energy.
Yeah.
Good to hear. Coach, let's talk about Central going down there. Another road trip that seems to be the theme of the year, and I kind of like the road warrior mentality that the Rebels have adopted. let's talk about Central. What do they do well? What are maybe some things we can do well? But let's talk about them first. What do the Wildcats do well?
They're well coached. They have 3 phases to their game. They're good special teams, offense, defense. They are offensively. They're going to give you a lot of formations and run a few different plays. They're not going to be. They're going to try to get you with the formation thing part of it, and that's what I've seen our defensive coaches really work hard on this week. Offensively, on defense, they're long. They're 6'6", 6'4", 6'4", not real heavy. They'll stand up a little bit if they're not moving. If they're moving, they're probably stronger. Playing defense, 2 backers that are real. They come downhill. They don't play sit back and wait. They're not a read defense. They're going to try to get a gap.
Gotcha.
And you might see them in a 3-3 stack. That means a guy on the nose and a guy on the tackles with backers behind them. They might come out next time and be in a solid front with 2 backers. He does whatever he feels like he can. So I'm assuming it's type of a numbers defense. He's doing whatever he can to stop, whatever you do. And, we get film, Rick, and they play that spread all the time, so you don't get to see a true tight end down much and a 2 back set much. And so, you just kind of got to put together what you feel like they're going to do against you. But that's what we'll see. Pretty athletic in the secondary, but hadn't had many people throw on them much other than Catholic. Catholic did what they wanted to.
Catholic's done that to a lot of folks.
Yeah, they have.
So,
no doubt.
Coach, what does West Monroe? What are the keys to the game? What do we have to do well to be successful? I know last week we had 11 penalties against Mandeville last week, Coach. I know that's one thing we need to clean up a little bit, especially the post-play penalty. But talk about some things we have to do to be successful.
Well, we've definitely, it's going to be that 4 or 5 plays in the game that make the difference, and obviously we need that to lean our way. Okay. We cannot turn the ball over, and the challenge I've given our kids all week is the post play. We love to play hard. We don't want to pull them off of playing hard, but you got to be smart about it. And there's a few of their guys that tend to chatter, and I've just warned them all week long. This is going to take place. We're at their place. There's no telling what else they're going to do down there. They'll do anything they can to get us riled up, and we can't allow that to happen. We got to have focus and stay within ourselves.
Well, Coach, it's going to be a fun one. Good opportunity. District 2-5A is still alive and well with West Monroe, Ruston, Neville, Ash, all still in the playoffs. You've actually out of 10 games on your schedule, 6 teams still alive. Yeah. Pulaski's in the semifinals this Friday night. So we've been keeping up with those guys. But anyway, that hard schedule's got you ready for Friday night.
It has, and we're excited about it.
All right, Coach, we'll talk to you after the game.
All right, thanks, Rick. I appreciate you.
Yep, that was head coach Kevin Davis. You can catch the pregame show right here on 105.3 at 6:15. We'll be at Central. Kickoff at 7 o'clock. For Alan back at the studio, Tim Gallion here with me at Freddy's. I'm Rick Guillo. Good night and God bless.